Hi class, session 2 of the week 13. I'm feeling a little bit better. I might be coughing a little bit during the workout, so just I apologize for that. I'm still having a little bit of hard time taking a deep breath, but today's workout is a combination workout, so I'm going to put a lot of the exercises 2 in 1, so combining exercises, but also just kind of morphing an exercise into 2 parts. So, or changing, an exercise into 2 parts. And just keeping in mind that, we're right at the end of the semester. And so, hopefully you're challenging yourself and hopefully you feel like you're improving. And so let's go ahead and begin with our warm-up. Chest expansion. Let's do our split arms, up and back. And cat and cow. And dynamic. And we're going to come to a seated position for our hip circles today. So just go ahead and lean back slightly. We're going to elevate one leg and circle. And reverse. And switch legs. And reverse. And leg down. We're going to come down for our 100. Remember, we're flipping our arms over every 5. We have an open leg position. You can go ahead and begin. Okay, so our first exercise is a single leg into a double leg, but we're going to hold our arms down at our sides, okay? So we're going to combine the 2, so it'll look like this: single, single, double. Okay? All right, so while we're doing this, making sure that we're scooping, chin is to chest, and just nice, easy warm up, okay? Here we go. Knees in, head and shoulders up, and begin. Single, single, knees in, double, single, single, one more, and rest. All right, so the next exercise, it's 2 exercises. It's only one move, but it's 2 exercises included in this. So it's single straight with the legs, but we're reaching across like crisscross, okay? So we're gonna start with our legs all the way up, head and shoulders up with our hands behind our neck. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna drop my right leg and I'm gonna reach across my left leg, okay? Back to center, leg up, hand behind the head, drop the other leg, reach across, hand behind the head. All right, here we go, ready? And cross, cross. Last one here, and rest. Good. All right, so 2 exercises here as well. So we're going to bridge first, okay? And then we're gonna bring our hips down, and I'm going to bring my knees in with my head up off of the mat. And from here, I'm going to extend my legs up and down. Okay, so those are the 2 moves. Here we go, and then the head comes down, we start with bridge again. Okay, ready? Bridge. Come down, knees in, head up, legs up and down and in, bridge. One more. Good. All right, so keeping the legs bent, we've never done this exercise before, so this will be a first for us. These are called upper trunk circles. So essentially what it is a crunch, like we're just lifting our head and shoulders up off the mat, but we're gonna circle. So keeping our legs bent and our arms at our sides, this is what it's going to look like. Actually, let's bring our hands behind our head. So I'm gonna bring my hands up behind my head, just holding my head here. And as I lift my head, I'm going to lift and circle around, bring my head back down, and then I'm going to lift and circle the opposite direction. So I'm just lifting my upper trunk from my upper middle back up and down in a circle position or movement. And one more. Good. We're going to roll up from here. All right, go ahead and split your legs just slightly. So we're going to combine a rowing exercise with split legs into, into a saw exercise. So back to back. Go ahead and bring your arms out in front, interlocking your hands, and we're going to go ahead and row. Up tall, split your arms, and saw. And row again. And saw again. Ooh, oh crappy, went back. And one more row. And saw. Good. All right. Go ahead and bend your knees. So we've done these side rotating boats before, right? This is kind of similar to it. But we're gonna actually hold our hands behind our neck, and we are going to pull the knee up. We're gonna keep the other leg down. So it's gonna look like this. So I'm gonna lift my left knee in with a flat back, and then I'm going to reach across with my right arm, keeping my left hand behind my head. See that? Come back to center, drop the left foot, pull the right knee in, reach across with the left, and back to center. All right, here we go. Strong posture, nice and controlled in your movement. So just a variation of side rotating boat. Okay, knee hug. So bent leg rocker. So we've had our rolling like a ball. We have bent leg rocker. So if you need to layer your mat, you can. Seated balance with legs parted, hands underneath the calves. And we're gonna rock back and rock up and back. One more. Good. All right, we're going to come back on our elbows. Bring your knees with you. Tall abdomen. All right, so from here, from these bent legs here, position, we're going to go into a straight leg. So one is horizontal or parallel to the floor, and one is vertical. And then we'll come back to center with bent knees and switch legs, okay? Here we go, ready? And split. Last one. And lean forward. Split your legs for spine stretch. All right, legs over to the side for mermaid. We're going to do mermaid a little different today, and so that's like a half mermaid, okay? So the legs are folded off to the side. I'm going to side bend away from my legs, okay? So sitting up tall, I'm going to place my hand on my mat. This arm is going to stretch over. Now from here, I'm going to reach back over and out and up with this arm. Nice easy side bend here. Okay? And back over. So not a full mermaid, just a nice easy bend. So we're not holding on to the shin. doing the work for us when we're bending. One more here. Good. All right, switch the leg. So you should feel the difference with when you're not holding on to that shin and pulling yourselves over, right? Your trunk and your hips are helping you bend. So let's go ahead and side sweep. One more. So it's more of an active mermaid. All right, knee hug here. We're going to turn over for our back exercises, and we'll start with Superman pulses. So let's go ahead and turn over onto our tummies. Remember, the pulse is just that extra lift, that bonus lift at the top. Okay. All right, so it looks like this. And down. All right, here we go. Ready? And up. And down. One more. Good. All right, so you're gonna bring your elbows in. We're gonna go into low plank and do those shifts. So we're just shifting back on the heels, forward on the toes. Back and forth, warming up the shoulders, as well as the Achilles, ankles, calves. All right, knees down, low back stretch. All right, we're gonna go into kneeling warrior. Sorry about all the coughing. I know that's gross. I apologize for that. Knee is going out away with the foot. Make sure your hips are pushed forward. Warrior arms. And we're just lunging into this leg here. Maintaining hip position and trunk position. One more. And switch sides. And begin. One more. Good. All right, back to center. We're going to do a walkout, push-up, leg pull down. So you decide if you want to do modified or traditional. The walkout is simply with our hands, so our hips come back. We walk our hands out, hips come down, we push up, and then we pull down. And then the knees come down. If you are, even if you're off of a traditional push-up, you're going to bring your knees down and walk your hands back up tall. we're going to go down to our side on our elbow. So the upper leg is going to do the work, so go ahead and straighten the leg, keep the bottom leg bent. What's going to happen here, these are scissors, scissor arm, scissor leg. So my upper leg is elevated. When I bring my upper leg forward, I'm going to reach back with my arm. When I bring my upper leg back, I'm going to reach forward with my arm. Okay? All right, here we go. Nice and controlled. So outer hip. Last one. And down. Good. From here, we're going to go up into reach over. So we're just lifting the hip up, keeping that leg straight, and then sweeping that arm and bringing it down. And switch sides. Upper leg straight, arm out, lift this leg, reach back, arm forward. Last one. And down. And reach overs. Last one. And seated knee hug. All right, we're going to start again. So we're going to double up. First two exercises, we have that single leg and a double leg with the arms at the sides. We're going to follow that up with that single straight crisscross, which is a combination exercise, okay? All right, we're going to go ahead and come on down. Bring your knees with you. And you're going to go ahead and bring your arms at your sides and go ahead and begin. So we have single straight, double leg. Really focus on your exhale, pushing that breath out as far as you can. That'll help pace your inhale. One more. Hands behind your head, legs all the way up. Single straight, reach across. Last two, last one, and legs down, head down, arms down. All right, so next we have that bridge, double leg, double leg exercise, and then we'll follow that up with the trunk circles, right? That upper trunk circling. All right, so we're going to go bridge. And then remember from here, when we drop our hips down, our knees come in, our head comes up, and then we extend those legs up and out, and in, and bridge again. One more. Good. Keep those legs bent. Hands behind your neck. We're going to lift and circle. And reverse. Last one. Good. Go ahead and roll up. Slight opening of the legs, rowing into saw. Pulse here. And begin again. One more time. All right. Go ahead and bend those knees. Hands behind the neck. Knee pull. Arm reach. Across. Last two. Last one. Good. All right, if you need to layer your mat, do so now. Bent leg rocker. One more. Good. All right. Leaning back, knees with you, abdomen tall, split legs. Two more. Last one. And come forward for spine stretch. One more. All right, half mermaid, legs to your side. Sitting up tall. All right. Again, reaching away from the legs and up and over. One more. And And switch your legs. Same thing, away from the legs. One more. All right. Knee hug. All right, so we're going to turn over. We have Superman pulsing, and we'll go right into that low plank shift, okay? So go ahead and turn over now. All right, here we go. Pulsing. One more. Good. Low plank. Shifts. We're going to go single leg. Lift one foot. Shift back and forth. Switch legs. Switch. And switch. Good. All right, knees down. Low back stretch. Add a move to the kneeling warrior. It's going to be a side bend, okay? So from the kneeling or the warrior arms, we're going to bring our elbow down to our thigh, and we're going to reach over. All right? One more. Switch sides. One more. All right. Walk out, push up, leg pull down. Traditional or modified, it's up to you. All right, finish on your side with your elbow. We're going to go scissor arm leg. Upper leg is straight, elevated, and back and forth. reach overs. One more. And switch sides. Alright, here we go. Last one. Good. And up and over. And seated accordions. All right. And keeping your legs slightly bent, sitting up tall, front figure eights. Nice, strong in the shoulders. And we're going to do wide arm pulls. Squeeze those shoulder blades as you pull back. Last one. Good. All right, straighten your legs, stretch forward. Good. Leg over leg. Bring that foot on the inside, open the knee and lean forward. Leg over leg. Inside, open, lean forward. All right, session 2 is complete. Hope you feel really good about your work and look for the weekly connection. And I will see you next week.